Hi and welcome. My name is Ali Hart and I am the host of this podcast, and you're listening and watching How to Build a Creative Business in a Noisy World. I really hope you enjoy the episode.
Hi and welcome. Today we are discussing pricing. It's such a hard one, and for those of you who are in business, who are thinking about going into business, who are creatives, especially musicians, joiners, poets, woodwork, I'm trying to think other things, songwriters, painters, that you write novels, storytellers, people who do graffiti art, we are not known for our confidence in pricing. It can really be a crappy thing. And I wish I could say here that I was absolutely 100% sure all the time about what I'm pricing, but I'm not. It's actually something that Sharon laughs at me about and says it's a bit like a game with me. You know, I really get sweaty palms, sweaty armpits. It doesn't always sit well with me. But when I price something, I know deep in my heart if it was the right or wrong thing to do, if I priced it well. So I'm starting this podcast by saying to you, because a lot of my mentoring students, in fact, every single mentoring student I've ever had, and I'm sure going forward, will always say, how do I price that? What do I do? And I don't tell anybody how to do it. I always say, what would you do? Because deep down, you do know in your heart a price. You know what you do. You know what you'll walk away with and feel bad about. You know what you'll feel better if you do. You know, those things are in us. They're in our, yes, we might not be the most confident, but, we're not stupid. Creatives are not stupid. Some of the best business people I know who are also creatives often have done like a marketing degree or in business, and they work it out quite, like there's a strategy for the price of materials. Like that's a good way to kind of look at it as well. If you're really, really stuck, looking at materials, breaking it down into time, what you would like to be paid hourly. For me, my hourly rate changes if I'm doing a workshop to what I'm doing one-to-one coaching, to when I'm painting on my own. And so it's hard to do it with that way. If some paintings take you 2 days or some paintings take you 2 months. But take all that into account. That will help you rest easy. But I want you to also know when you should increase or when you should, have a format or have a time where you make up a PDF and you put the prices. What I found helped me realize whether I needed to increase them was to physically have them written down. Write them down with your own handwriting and then type them out and print it out and sit with that in front of you. And how does that feel? You will know if that feels good or if that needs to be amended. So I encourage you to do that today. There was an example I put on the blurb for this podcast where we don't run ads very often. In fact, we didn't for 6 months there, but I put on like a little $20 ad last weekend and it happened to be an audience that was like all men. I don't know what it was targeted at, whether it was like Christmas or something last year, but then I got these trolls on my abstract art saying, really, 1,600, are you joking? And someone else had said about a piece that I have, which was 7,000. This wasn't online, this was in person, and they laughed. And they were like, you mean 700, you don't mean 7,000? And those things are, if someone criticizes my work, it can wash off me. But with the pricing, it's a real kind of vulnerable spot for some people, and I'm included myself in that. It can be something that really shakes you, but you will find the right person to buy it at that price. Like a painting sold of mine there it was a couple of thousand last week, and I sell less prints. So just to be totally transparent, the big sales of paintings are very important. And that's why I have my podcast and my YouTube, and I give value in other ways and these workshops. And, whenever I sold that person, they never even flinched about it. And it feels so good whenever that, because I didn't want to let it go for anything less than what it went for. So get, your things printed out, get them in front of you, and start to just like tune into yourself and what you really want to be doing, what impression you want to put out there. If you have the same prices for the last 3 years and you're selling and you're making work and your business is thriving, then seriously, that means you have to change the prices even a little bit. You know, just think about Brexit for me. Another factor I take in is Brexit, shipping, materials take so much longer to get here. Materials have actually doubled the price of canvases. Really get into your pricing, nitty gritty, get it clear. Right now I'm looking at a painting that I made in the Giant's Causeway, and with the label beside it, the sticker is printed, it is there, that is the price. And be confident in it and just be in tune and know when to detect if you're too low and when it's time to change. I hope that gives you a little bit of wisdom, bit of honesty from myself there too. I find one of the best things I learnt was a guy on he's a multi-millionaire on Instagram, or it was maybe his YouTube channel, I can't remember his name. Of course I can't, I never can. And he said, money is just money in and money out. It is just a transaction. Think of it like that. Money in, money out. You need the money in and the money will go out. You need the money in. So the way you look at that is you need to price that they have to be sold for something. So start there and work back or work forward if you're increasing. Thanks for listening, and I will see you on the other side.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the episode, I would really appreciate some feedback, or for you to hit subscribe so that you get all the content every week in your inbox. And if you would like to check out my website, it's alihart.com, especially if you were thinking about needing some mentoring sessions. Thanks for watching and listening, and I will see you on the other side.